What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Astonishing? I think it's Astonishing. Wolverine. From Marvel. Just Marvel. Yeah, I think this is called the Astonishing suit. I think I've seen people refer to it. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a huge comic guy. But this is what I know as classic Wolverine. This is the kind of Wolverine design I grew up with. I think it's like the maybe 2000s Wolverine design. But this is like classic Wolverine in my opinion. I know a lot of people's version of classic Wolverine is like this design from like the cartoon, but like this is my Wolverine growing up. This is what my Wolverine looked like. So when this figure got announced, you best know I didn't pre-order it. I don't know why I didn't pre-order it. I really don't have an answer, but I saw people start getting it, and I was like, I want it. So I was checking my targets, because I think I also had in my mind it was a Target exclusive. I don't know why. I think it's because, yeah, I don't know why. I didn't pre-order it, and then I just assumed it was a Target exclusive, but it wasn't showing up at any of my stores, and it was really annoying. And I was gonna order it, and then I saw like, oh, I could order it online at Target, because I know some of them still said pre-order, and some said could ship, is in that weird phase. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it, but then it was like, make a Target account, and then I did, and when I made it, it said, actually, it's not in stock. But then I saw I could get it literally in like 3 days from GameStop, so I did that, and actually I got it 2 days early. So yeah, this was really hype, because like honestly, the second they dropped those pics, I was like, I need it. It honestly looks so good, and I'm really hyped for him, and I've been on like a Wolverine kick from Deadpool and Wolverine, which, spoiler alert, I'm probably going to talk about it. Because I never really had, up until this guy, I didn't have a Marvel Legends Wolverine in my collection, because I never really cared about the X-Men, never really dived into them beyond, like, Deadpool and oddly Apocalypse. Those were, like, the first figures I got. But I was like, oh, with the new movie coming out, I want some Wolverine figures. I've just been buying a bunch. This one's my favorite so far. It's so cool. But yeah, thoughts on the movie. Phenomenal movie. Peak. Just peak. Wolverine was so cool. It was so nice seeing him in a suit. And I wish they leaned more into it looking like this suit. They kind of tried to maybe do a bit of both. I'm not too sure. I do wish he had like the more like suit like that, but it was still really cool. Man, when he pulled that mask down, Lord, I was really worried it was gonna look bad, because like every edit people made of him with the mask looked trash, looked garbage. But then the Hot Toys came out, and that looked really good, so it gave me faith, and man, does it look good in the movie. Why'd it take so long? But yeah, peak movie, highly recommend it. And this is a peak, almost peak. He has one singular flaw, in my opinion, which is a pretty big flaw actually, but we'll get to it after we talk about the packaging. Just look at him. Look at the presents. So cool. This is the newer Marvel Legends packaging, as you can see. Camera's kind of angled down a bit because, you know, he's a short king. Also train. But yeah, this is not the, Can it shut up? Let me grab an old Marvel Legends box. Jesus. Really wants you to know there's a train there. But yeah, this is the comparison between the boxes. They're a bit smaller, a bit more compact, and honestly a lot easier to store. And honestly, I don't mind it. But yeah, you got Marvel celebrating 85 years. Then a bunch of little designs. Marvel, Wolverine, warning, 4+. It's odd, the Deadpool figure from the Deadpool movie said 14+. You'd think Wolverine would qualify into that too, since he's sharp. But okay. Marvel, Legends, Marvel. Then on the side you got a okay artwork of Wolverine. It's not phenomenal. The one on the back's way cooler, but not bad. Then Marvel, and then on the back, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Don't got no bio anymore, which is, I don't care. I never cared about the bios. But yeah, that's the box for you. And bringing in Mr. almost said Wade Wilson. Cooked. Mr. Logan. Oh, just hold up. Gotta bring the camera down because he's small. Just look at that. That's peak. This is all the review you need. Just look at this shot right here. Look at how good that looks. And how good it looks is even better in your hands. Did that make sense? Anyway, accessory-wise, he's stacked. I'm liking that a lot of the Marvel Legends recently have been stacked with accessories, considering sometimes they don't really come with much. But on him right now are his claw hands, which we'll get into the problem after the accessories. But of course he comes with unclawed hands, declawed if you will. It's a hair. Comes with 2 fists, and they got the little like notches there where the claws come out, looking really nice. Then he comes with a pointing finger. I don't know, just be like, hey bub, I don't like the way you're talking to me, or something, I don't know. And then a waving hand, so we can, I don't know, wave. He doesn't seem like a waving guy, more like a slap. But even then, he doesn't seem like a slap. He just seems like full punch. Has he ever done the thing where he punches someone and then right as he makes contact, claws come out? Because if so, that would be awesome. And finally, he comes with a Logan head, an unmasked head, which honestly looks pretty cool. Some of the other alternate heads for him have been very, like, monstrous, very beastly. And this one's very much more tame, but I kind of prefer that. I don't know, I just... like, I get he's, like, a beast and everything, but, like, still, like, has to be in society. And that looks really nice. Got his little, like... What is that? Sideburns? Chops? I don't know. But it looks nice. And got his hair doing the classic Wolverine pointy stuff. And overall, really solid head sculpt in my opinion. Although he kind of looks a little sad. Don't worry, that's all made up for with the masked head, which has just a grimace and a growl to it, like he's ready to fight. And usually I don't like very expressive masked faces, or expressive faces in general, like with open mouths and everything, because usually I'm just like, give me a calm face. But honestly, I kind of like how it looks, because like he has a more calm face, and I'm just like, this is such an energy to it, and I love it. But we must bring up the one flaw I have with this figure. The claws. They look nice, they look thick, and a side note, I think they might be the same claws as this Wolverine. Like, I don't know, they're like... they might be this Wolverine's claws, but... like, as you can see, they're very sturdily in there, right? Right? You'd be wrong. That's because I glued them. Because right out of the package, this one bent forward and was wobbly and was on the verge of falling out. These two started wobbling, almost falling out. These 3, not as wobbly, but like, give it a week and all his claws would have fallen out. I'm not even joking. And I was like, I wasn't messing with the claws or anything. They were just barely in there. And like, this Wolverine's claws, in there pretty well, but you can kind of see them moving up and down. Like, this one was fully, like, angled in like that. That's how close it was to coming out. And it's like, that was right out the package. Luckily, my handy dandy crazy glue, couple drops, bam, 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 and these things are never coming out unless you snap them out. So, yeah, honestly, I just do that to your Wolverine claws in general, because, like, no matter how well glued they are, they're not going to be solid enough. But yeah, just be warned, this figure's claws might want to leave and never come back. But yeah, that's literally the only flaw with this figure. This figure's so awesome. He looks so good. This is a 100% brand new sculpt. Thank God. And I'm glad they just went all out for my favorite Wolverine suit. Cause, like, this is like my definitive Wolverine. Like, yeah, I might buy others, but I don't really need to. This is my definitive comic Wolverine for real. Like, this is peak. It looks so nice. Like, getting in closer, look at that face. He is scowling. His eyes are a bit tiny, but you know what? It's because he's, like, clenching them. And it looks surprisingly really well. And just overall looks nice. Another slight nitpick. It's not too noticeable here, but like the shade of yellow for his head and his legs are slightly different from, like, the head yellow is very much noticeably different than the rest of his body, which is odd because none of it's painted. They're all kind of like, I don't know, but it's odd that it's like slightly different shade of yellow. But yeah, then you get to the torso. Oh, look at that. That just looks so good. Got his belt with the big old X on it. Awkward cut because I heard some footsteps in my house and assumed I was probably getting robbed and I didn't want them taking my Wolverine, and then they burst through the door and I started fighting them off like I was John Wick. And here we are back. But yeah, big old X on there. Nice thick belt. Then come down to the arms. Looks really nice. There's slight hair sculpt, I think, but it's mostly painted, and you have these little specks which look nice. Also kind of look like pubic hair, but you know, we'll let it slide. It's very thick on this side. Kind of looks like ants. Like, come on, bro. Like, this side looks good. This one's not as good, but still pretty cool. And love the gloves. I never knew he had these yellow details, which is interesting. Then again, the claws. He just, like, all these little, like, sculpted bits throughout the suit, which looks so good. Wolverine butt coming down to his legs. Looks super good. And his boots, very nice, very crisp, very clean. Overall, just such a good looking figure. I love it so much. Although one thing I will say is, isn't it supposed to, like, be like, maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be like this or they're supposed to be, like, separate. Because this figure, which is a similar design, has them separate, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling, I don't know. But yeah. Oh, he just looks so good, bro. And he is such a fun figure to mess around with. And speaking of messing around with, articulation-wise, dumbbell joint, right? Yeah, at the head, can look up that far, which is good because he's small. He needs to look up at people. Can look down decently, which, I mean, it's alright. He doesn't need to look down, because who's he looking down to? He's tiny. Head rotates, arm moves out that far, and the shoulder pads are rubbery and, like, rings, so they get out the way for the rotation. Very nice butterfly. Arm rotates, double jointed elbow, rotation and hinge in and out at the wrist. I don't know why I said it like that. He has the same diaphragm ab crunch as like a lot of the Spideys and the new Deadpool. So he can get the rotation and the crunch. It can arc decently far back and pretty decent forward, but then has the rotation as well and the bob, which is cool. Honestly, looks really nice. And the ab crunch, honestly, isn't too noticeable because it's kind of hidden by the belt, but I don't think the belt really gets in the way too much, which is nice. Can kick that far forward, not too far back, because he's kind of got some cake back there. Can do the splits phenomenally. Lord. Oh, Lord, I'm losing control. Thigh rotation, double jointed knee. Is there a boot rotation? There is not a boot rotation. Hinge up and down and a rocker at the feet. Also, I know I mentioned it already, but I really like his boot design. I don't know why. It's very nice. The colors on him are very nice too. I really like the shade of yellow and the bright blue, because it's kind of more of like a golden orangish yellow as opposed to just the straight up yellow of like this guy. It's kind of just adds a bit more of a golden hue to it, which I definitely much more prefer. And I love the shade of blue on it. It's not too dark like this one, but like not too bright like this one. It's just such a perfect figure. I love it so much. It's so good. Anyway, comparison time. Is he in the center? I can't tell. You already know, we're running through the usuals. Here he is next to a Black Series figure. Star Wars Black Series. Here he is next to Phase 1 clone. And for a Transformers comparison, here he is next to Bumblebee. Wanted a yellow one. Another small yellow king. But for real, here he is next to Megatron. This is one of the few times a Legends is smaller than both a Black Series and a Transformers. He really is just a short king. Also, that scene of him short in the Deadpool movie, phenomenal. I was not prepared for it at all. It was crazy. Also, side note, because I don't know if I'll probably make a video on him, but like I just want to say this would be like the perfect base for a Wolverine. Just need a good head. But yeah. Anyway, 7-inch scale comparisons. Dear God. Here he is next to Jazzwares Halo and a McFarlane DC, Halo 3 Master Chief, and Black Manta. He is just an ant to them. Lord. Now for some more fun comparisons. We're just going to whip out all my X-Men characters because I actually don't own a lot of X-Men. Here he is next to Apocalypse and I think Age of Apocalypse Iceman. I got this guy for like $9 at Ollie's, and honestly it was worth it because I actually really like the look of this guy. Where are some more? We'll see if the Wolverine still last. Here he is next to Magneto. And for some Deadpools, here he is next to the newer comic Deadpool and movie Deadpool. And honestly, you can kind of put him with both of them. I think he's like detailed enough to be with live action, but still comic booky enough to go with the comics. And honestly, these two together, hell yeah. Let's flippity flap and go. That looks so good, honestly. Oh, that looks so nice. Now, time for some Wolvies. I've already mentioned them. Let's bring them out. The 97 Wolverine and this Wolverine, which was re-released recently, which is why I have it. Look at this. This is my entire Legends Wolverine collection. Actually, that's a lie. Gotta bring in Hugh Jack. Towers above these ants. Lord. But yeah, this figure is really cool, but I also just prefer this design, and I prefer this figure. I bought this figure, and I was going to do a review on him because I thought it was going to be longer before I actually got this guy. And in the video, I was going to say that, honestly, for his age, he's not a bad figure. Like, besides his arms being goofy, he's not too bad, and I don't get why a lot of people really rip on this figure. Then I got this guy. And yeah, this guy's trash. He has no place in my collection anymore. He means nothing to me. He is nothing compared to this Wolverine. If you want a Wolverine, buy this guy. That's the review. He's literally the best there is at what he does. And what he does is being a cool figure. That was not grammatically correct. Chromatically correct is what I was about to say. But yeah, phenomenal figure. And to take a little bit of a somber note, because saying that line, and because the video before this, which I recorded, was of this guy, and I forgot to say it in this review, but like, anytime I get a really cool figure, it makes me think of Glenn Webb from back in the day. If you don't know his channel, look at it, it's great. Like, anytime I get a really cool Legends figure, I just think about what he would have thought of them. Like, losing him, it actually broke my heart. Like, I'm not a very emotional guy. I don't cry easily. But when I found out he died, I was bawling my eyes out. And anytime I get, like, a really cool Legends, I just think about what he would think. Because, like, he was really wanting a Deadpool movie figure. And then saying he's the best there is at what he does just makes me think of the intro for his, like, I think, Evolution videos where he's like, he's the best there is at what he does, and what he does is talk toys in the form of action figure evolution. God, I need to go back and watch some of the videos. Anyway, not to have some little sad, somber, reminiscent moment, but like, it's like figures like these that are just so good that make me wish he was still around to be able to experience them, because I know he probably would have loved this Wolverine so much. But yeah, anyway, I rate this guy a 9.5 out of 10. He is literally peak. The one flaw are those claws. And I will give him a 9, because that's a really big problem. But beyond that, literally perfect. I took him out of the box. Top 10 figure of the year already. Honestly, given time, he's probably going to be one of my favorite Legends of all time. Like, this is the perfect Wolverine figure. Like, yeah, I might buy other comic Wolverines, but, like, this is it. This is the definitive Wolverine in my collection. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. Like, this is such a great figure. I love it so much. Like, oh my god, dude. It's so good. It's so good. You're doing yourself a disservice if you aren't buying this figure. Like, if you want a Wolverine figure, buy this. Or you could wait till the new movie one comes out. But honestly, if you just want a comic Wolverine, or just a Wolverine in general, to hold you off to the movie figures, or just one in general, go for this guy. This guy's great. And honestly, I don't even think the movie one's going to beat this guy, because this one's perfection. I love it so much. Again, makes me wonder why I didn't pre-order it to begin with, when I was like, oh my god, I desperately need that Wolverine. I want it so bad from the pictures. And then I continued to not pre-order it. I think it's because, like, the pre-orders set a far day, and I was just like, I'm just going to wait till, like, it actually releases and then buy it. But yeah, peak figure. Anyway, hopefully you have a wonderful day. And like I said, go check out Glenn Webb if you don't know who he is. Phenomenal guy. Phenomenal guy. Loved him so much. Loved his videos. And anytime I get a new figure, I just instantly think about him. low key getting a little emotional here. But yeah, anyway, did I say anyway, I forget if I said it or not, but check out my previous reviews. Like, subscribe. It's gonna be a lot of Wolverine, X-Men, Deadpool-y stuff. Even though I hope to review this guy soon. I don't know if I'll get to making the vid tonight, but that'll be in the future as well. And check out my Instagram, MoonNX, so you can talk to me there. I do a lot of music-related stuff like reviews and just me playing instruments. Now, don't get it in your head that I'm like some Fantano reviewer, very amateur, and I like music, and I like playing music on guitar, but I'm not phenomenal at it. So don't go in there with some high tier preparation for phenomenal stuff. But yeah, and you can just talk to me there, and you can see if what I'm doing, because sometimes I disappear from YouTube for like a couple weeks. So if I ever do that, I probably uploaded there. And if I haven't, I'm either A, dead, or B, having a life, which C, doesn't really happen. So in conclusion, D, I'm probably dead. But yeah. Again, hopefully you have a wonderful day, and peace out, bub.